If you think that you need millions of dollars to own an apartment complex, you're wrong. Here's how everyday investors do it without being a landlord. You've probably heard it. It seems like everyone's talking about passive income these days. I mean, who wouldn't want a passive income stream where money is magically deposited into your bank account every month without lifting a finger? Maybe you've been curious about it yourself. Maybe you've driven past an apartment complex and thought, whoever owns this is going to make a killing. I know where I live in Dallas, it seems like they are building apartments on every patch of grass they can find. Or maybe you're like me and you've wanted to buy your own business or start your own business, but you thought you had to save up enough money for a down payment in order to do that. That was me. I had a dream of buying a apartment complex, a small one, maybe a fourplex, an eightplex, but I thought I had to save up enough money for the down payment to buy it and then wait until that started earning enough money to grow it and buy another one, and so on. Turns out that's not really how it's done. Who knew? So how exactly do people invest in these multi-million dollar apartment complexes without having millions in the bank? It's called a syndication. And today I'm breaking it down in plain English. So what exactly is a syndication anyway? A syndication is just a fancy word for a group of investors who pool their money to buy something larger. I can't buy a $20 million apartment complex on my own, but if you, me, and maybe a few dozen of our friends all pooled our money together, we could. So essentially, a syndication allows you to buy something much larger than you can buy on your own. It's economies of scale at its finest. So now this group, you, me, and a few dozen others, we all co-own the property together and we all get to share in the profits. How cool is that? So who are these people, this group of investors that pool their money together? Well, it's people just like you and me. The beauty of a syndication is that it's not reserved for the ultra wealthy or high net worth individuals. Almost anyone can invest in a syndication. Some syndications even allow non-accredited investors to invest too. Okay, cool. I can get on board with this. We've got this group of investors who want to make money together, but who's going to do all the work? Because I got to tell you, I don't really want to be a landlord. Luckily for you and me, a syndication is made up of two different groups. You've got general partners who basically do all the work. They find the deals, negotiate the deals, they sign on the loan. Once they've got the deal, they've got to operate it. They've got to manage the property management company. They've got to do the hiring and the firing and the budgeting, expenses, maintenance, tenants, all of the things that I don't really want to do. They basically put the whole thing together. Limited partners are equity partners. That's it. No work, no effort, no time required. So now we've got our group of investors. We know who's doing what, but it seems like Kevin over here is doing all the work. And then you've got Billy over here who just wrote a check. So how are you going to split up the profits that it's fair? Here's where your equity splits come in. Think of a syndication like a giant pie. Actually, let's go with pizza. I'm more of a pizza girl. So you've got this giant pepperoni pizza that you have to share with all of your partners in the syndication, whether they're a general partner or a limited partner. So first, we're going to give all of the general partners, like Kevin, a couple of slices because they're the ones doing all the work, all the landlord stuff that we don't really want to do. Let's say we give Kevin 2 slices. Then we're going to split up the rest of the pizza amongst the limited partners based on the percentage that they pitched in, right? The more you pitched in for the pizza, the more pizza you're going to get. Seems fair. So now everyone owns a percentage of the property or pizza and earns a profit based on their share. And everyone is happy and full. And don't worry, we've got to throw the legal team a bone, so this will all be written up in a pretty nice operating agreement so no one's arguing over how much pizza they get or who has to clean out apartment 2B with 19 cats living in it. Not it. Okay, we focused a lot on apartments, but there's actually syndications for all different asset classes like mobile homes, storage facilities, warehouses, industrial spaces, office spaces, retail, shopping centers, hotels, you name it. Each one has its own unique nuances, strategies, analytics. So if it's your first time investing in a syndication, find a general partner who specializes in that asset class, as opposed to someone who dabbles in a little bit of everything. Now you might be thinking, but Dawn, Why would I want to do a syndication? Why not just buy the house next door and I can own 100% of the profits? Well, if you're like me and maybe you've done the whole sweat equity thing, they make it look so easy on HGTV, right? And then you remember, oh yeah, I'm actually really busy and I don't have time to be swinging a sledgehammer on the weekends. That's the beauty of a syndication model. You can have your money do all of the work for you and let someone else play landlord while you get to enjoy your weekends off. You get to have your cake or pizza and eat it too. If you want to see exactly how these deals work and what returns look like, I've created a free passive investor guide and you can download it right now in the link below.